Living in a big city versus small city. Hello, and welcome to the Slow English Podcast. I am your host, and today we are going to talk about a very interesting and important topic. Living in a big city versus living in a small city. This is a choice that many people face at different stages of their lives. Whether you are a student, a young professional, or someone looking to retire, where you live can have a huge impact on your happiness and your daily routine. Both options have many good points and some challenges. Let's explore them together in detail. First, let's consider the exciting life of living in a big city. Big cities like New York, London, Tokyo, or Mumbai are often described as centers of activity and opportunity. One of the biggest reasons people move to a big city is for work. If you are looking for a job, especially in certain specialized industries, a big city is often the best place to be. For example, if you work in technology, finance, fashion, or the arts, you will find that most major companies have their headquarters in large urban centers. There are more offices, more startups, and more chances to meet people who can help you in your career. This environment can lead to a better salary, more promotions, and faster career growth. Big cities also offer an incredible variety of education options. You can find many world-class universities, colleges, and specialized training centers. If you want to learn a new language, take a cooking class, or get a master's degree in a very specific subject, a big city will almost certainly have a school for you. This makes big cities very attractive for students and lifelong learners who want to keep improving their skills. In addition to work and education, big cities are famous for their cultural attractions. Imagine having access to some of the world's best museums, theaters, art galleries, and concert halls just a short subway ride away. You can spend your weekends exploring history, watching a famous play, or listening to a symphony orchestra. You can enjoy different types of music, from jazz and classical to modern pop and rock, often on the same night. This cultural richness can make your life feel very vibrant and full of inspiration. When it comes to entertainment and lifestyle, big cities are truly full of endless options. One of the best things is the food. There are thousands of restaurants offering dishes from every corner of the world. You can try authentic Italian pasta for lunch, Japanese sushi for dinner, and perhaps some Indian curry the next day. There are also many shops, ranging from tiny, unique boutiques to massive shopping malls that sell everything you could ever imagine. If you enjoy nightlife, big cities never sleep. There are always bars, clubs, and social events happening, which makes it easy to meet new people and have fun after a long day of work. However, we must also talk about the challenges of living in a big city. One of the most significant issues is the cost of living. In many big cities, rent for a small apartment can be very expensive, sometimes taking up a large part of your monthly salary. Other expenses like groceries, transportation, and even a simple cup of coffee are often much higher than in smaller towns. This means that even if you earn a high salary, you might still find it difficult to save money. Traffic and transportation are other major problems. The roads in big cities can be extremely busy, and it can take a long time to travel even short distances. While public transportation systems like buses and trains are usually very good, they can also be very crowded, especially during the morning and evening rush hours. This can make your daily commute feel long and tiring. Furthermore, big cities can be very noisy and stressful. There is a constant sound of cars, sirens, and people talking. This non-stop activity can be exhausting for some people who prefer peace and quiet. It can also be difficult to find green spaces or quiet parks where you can truly relax and escape the city's energy. Sometimes, despite being surrounded by millions of people, big cities can feel a bit impersonal. People are often in a hurry, and it can be hard to build deep connections with your neighbors or feel a strong sense of belonging to a local community. Now, let's turn our attention to the lifestyle of living in a small city or a quiet town. Small cities offer a very different and often more peaceful way of life. One of the most attractive advantages is the much lower cost of living. Rent is usually much more affordable, and you can often get a much larger home for the same price as a tiny apartment in a big city. Daily expenses like food and services are also generally lower. This lower cost of living can lead to less financial stress and allow you to save more money for the future or for travel. The pace of life in a small city is also much slower and more relaxed. There is less traffic, less noise, and a generally calmer atmosphere. You don't feel the same pressure to always be in a hurry. This can be very beneficial for your mental health and overall well-being. In a small city, it is often much easier to build a strong sense of community. Because there are fewer people, you tend to see the same faces every day at the grocery store, the park, or the local cafe. People often know their neighbors by name and are more likely to help each other out. This can create a very warm, friendly, and supportive environment to live in. Nature is also much more accessible in small cities. You might have beautiful parks, forests, rivers, or even mountains just a few minutes away from your home. This makes it very easy to enjoy outdoor activities like walking, hiking, cycling, or simply sitting by a lake and enjoying the fresh air. For families with children, small cities can offer a safer and more natural environment for kids to grow up in. However, small cities also have their own set of disadvantages. One of the main concerns is the limited number of job opportunities. If you work in a very specialized field, you might find it difficult to find a position that matches your skills and experience. Salaries in small cities are also often lower than in big cities, although this is usually balanced by the lower cost of living. Education and cultural options can also be more limited. There might be only one or two colleges, and you won't find the same variety of museums, theaters, or international restaurants that you would in a large city. If you love going to big concerts or seeing the latest art exhibitions, you might have to travel to a nearby big city to enjoy these things. Transportation can also be a challenge in smaller areas. Public transportation systems are often not as well developed as they are in big cities. This means that you will likely need to own a car to get around easily, which adds the cost of fuel, insurance, and maintenance to your budget. Sometimes, small cities can feel a bit too quiet or even boring, especially for young people who crave excitement and a busy social life. In recent years, a new trend has emerged that is changing how people think about this choice: remote work. With the rise of the internet and digital tools, many people can now work from anywhere. This has allowed some people to have the best of both worlds. They can work for a big company based in a major city but choose to live in a beautiful, quiet small town where the cost of living is lower. This digital nomad lifestyle is becoming more popular and offers a new way to balance career goals with personal happiness. So, which is better, a big city or a small city? As we have seen, there is no single right answer. It truly depends on what you value most at this point in your life. If you are young and looking to build your career, meet many different people, and experience a wide variety of cultures and entertainment, then the energy of a big city might be perfect for you. You might be happy to trade a bit of peace and quiet for the endless opportunities that a metropolis provides. On the other hand, if you are looking for a more stable, affordable, and community-focused life, a small city might be the better choice. If you value nature, a slower pace, and knowing your neighbors, you will likely find much more happiness in a smaller town. You might be willing to accept fewer entertainment options in exchange for a higher quality of life and less daily stress. Many people also find a middle ground by living in the suburbs. Suburbs are residential areas located just outside the main city. They often offer a quieter environment and more space than the city center, but they are still close enough that you can commute to the city for work or fun. This can be a great option for families who want a yard for their children but still want to be near the city's resources. Ultimately, the best place to live is a very personal decision. It depends on your personality, your job, your family, and your dreams. Some people are energized by the bright lights and busy streets of a big city, while others find their peace in the quiet beauty of a small town. The most important thing is to think about what makes you feel most at home and what kind of environment helps you live your best life. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Slow English Podcast. We hope this discussion has given you some things to think about regarding where you might want to live in the future. Whether you prefer the big city or the small town, we wish you the very best in your journey. Join us next time for another interesting topic to help you improve your English. Goodbye for now.